crazy. Why can't she just run away? Baby, I got a plan. Run away as fast as you can. 24/7, 365. Pussy stays on my mind. I did it. Alright.
The one she had lost and the one she had found, the ones who had loved her the most, the ones who'd been gone for so very long. She couldn't remember their names. They spun
halls of the kings who are gone, Jenny would dance with her ghosts, the ones she had lost and the ones she had found, and the ones who had loved her the most, the ones who'd been gone for so very long. She couldn't remember their names. They spun her around on the damp old stones, spun away all her sorrow and pain. And she never wanted to leave, 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 never wanted to leave. High in the halls of the kings who are gone, Jenny would dance with her ghosts, the ones she had lost and the ones she had found, and the ones who had loved her the most, the ones who'd been gone for so very long. She couldn't remember their names. They spun her around on the damp old stones, spun away all her sorrow and pain. And she never wanted to leave, 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 never wanted to leave. High in the halls of the kings who are gone, Jenny would dance with her ghosts, the ones she had lost and the ones she had found, and the ones who had loved her the most, the ones who'd been gone for so very long. She couldn't remember their names. They spun her around on the damp old stones, spun away all her sorrow and pain. And she never wanted to leave, 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 never wanted to leave. High in the halls of the kings who are gone, Jenny would dance with her ghosts, the ones she had lost and the ones she had found, and the ones who had loved her the most, the ones who'd been gone for so very long. She couldn't remember their names. They spun her around on the damp old stones, spun away all her sorrow and pain. And she never wanted to leave, 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 never wanted to leave.
Gamers,
What is up, everyone?
wait, are we on?
We are on now, Trip.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 4 of the Magic Rod podcast, where we all sit together and we discuss the latest episode of Game of Thrones Season 8. Recently, episode 3 has released. The Longest Night, I believe it's called. Long Night. Either way, it's out. We've seen it. Plenty of real hot takes for you today. Plenty of real cold takes. But anyway, let's just get into it. I am Trip.
Now, before we get into this, I'm Ryan. That's Blaine, that's Tommy.
What, they gotta say their damn name, buddy. So that is Ryan.
It's too important, man. It's too important. You know what?
Ryan.
You know what, Trip?
Daenerys fan.
I am concerned, okay? And
What are you concerned about, Ryan?
see, my main man Pod here, he's been getting harassed in real life. People have been coming up to him, wanting to touch his magic cock, and not giving him his personal space. And I feel like our podcast has kind of influenced that. We've got a pretty wide reach. So you know
Are we
what?
doing this bit?
In
Yeah, we're doing this.
honor of Pod, and our apologies for any distress we might have caused through our massive influence, we're doing the rest of this podcast naked.
Alrighty.
Alright, guess I'm
so
taking my
that's
pants
that
off.
bit. Yeah, I'm taking mine have already been off. Every single episode we've done, goddamn pants out, balls out, buddy.
Tommy,
Because
Mike's
in
gonna need
reality,
undressing.
so yes, I'm Trip. That's Ryan. Would you two like to introduce yourselves real fast?
Alright, so for real sakes, I'm Blaine. And Tommy is currently muted, so...
I am back. I was going to type stuff because I didn't want my mic to catch it, but yes, I am Tommy.
He's the depressed
Hey
one. Let's
Tommy,
go.
glad to have you.
The
Always
V.
a fan favorite. So we've got quite a few things to start off with this one. Who'd like to start us off here?
Well, any first opinions we got? So
Well,
Just on the
Okay.
episode
Hot take. I was disappointed in this episode.
Now, just give us a little brief rundown on why you were disappointed.
I think that they didn't really handle the whole Night King situation as well as they could have. I don't think the stakes were high enough in the battle. Like, we had, 2 major on-screen deaths?
we had 6. If you count
Major.
Lyanna.
6
Lyanna
major
Mormont.
deaths. Who were
Major.
they?
If you count Lyanna Mormont as one.
Well,
Yeah. Alright, in terms of characters we've actually known and been acquainted with, we basically had Jorah and Theon.
Jorah, Theon,
Eric.
The Night King died. Beric died.
Yeah.
Lyanna Mormont died, and Melisandre died. We had 6 deaths. Now, if we go back to our predictions from last week,
Right, let's bring those up.
Yeah,
real fast.
that's the first thing we should
So,
talk about here.
this is actually going to take a second
For
because I
anyone that
completely forgot
wasn't
this.
there, last week we had made a little spreadsheet about who we thought would live, who we thought would die, because, you know, obviously going into an episode like this, with Game of Thrones reputation, we assumed some shit would go down. And I'd say it's fair to say that all of us were pretty surprised at the lack of main characters that have died. So we're going to bring up that list real quick, and we're going to kind of compare and contrast with what actually happened and what we thought would happen. I think it's fair to say... Oh, sorry, you go?
Oh, shit, it's in that one.
I'm quite disappointed with my my choosings because I did two of my 50-50s who ended up dying. I did because I was like, oh, they're not going to kill off an entire house because that just seems weird. Like they've been weird about that with the. So I was like, oh, they have to keep that.
I imagine that was Jorah you're referring to?
And Lyanna. I should.
Jorah and Lyanna. Yeah, I suppose that is the... Is that the death of House Mormont? Is that all of them?
It is.
Yeah, so it's very very fitting. Their house motto was "Here we stand," and there they stood.
That's true. Now, I don't mean to be a fanboy right now, but I just want the crowd to realize that I have been a Jorah. I stan Jorah ever since episode 1. All right, guys. So I'm just putting that out there right now. So very excited that he got a very, I'd say it was a poetic end, right? Going out saving his queen.
Yeah, I'd say it was very fitting for his character. Literally all he cared about for the entirety of his show's run was serving Daenerys and doing all that and going forward with that. So. You know, I gotta hand it to D&D. Yeah, this is a very rare thing I'm about to say, but they did his character right with this episode, and I think that might be about the nicest thing I say about how they handled characters tonight.
Probably the last time you'll ever say something nice this entire show, right?
Yeah. Unless they really do some stuff towards the in the last 3 episodes.
How about you, Ryan? Were you pretty surprised at what happened? Who died there?
I mean, I'm not really surprised that they didn't kill a lot of people. Like, I would have preferred that, like, Davos died, and, like, I mean, actually, I think Davos could have at least a bit of story, like, putting him in the stupid waters of King's Landing, like, yet again, because that's all his character's done the entire time, unless Gendry just learned so much from that his 3 seasons at sea. But in case he didn't, we still got Davos there, so don't worry. You know, Tormund, he's probably going to be the leader of the wildlings and stuff. Like, it's okay that he didn't die. Brienne and Jaime, you know, maybe they're going to be, like, together, and then they're going to face Cersei together, or something like that, and make a big scene out of that. And Cersei's like, how dare you sleep with another woman? And Jaime be like, you're fucking Euron. And then she's like, oh no. So that's that. What else I got? Overall, though, I liked it a lot because, you know, I didn't think, like, you see, no, actually I changed it to Dany's, like, down here, but I had at one point, I heard her and Jon in my 50-50. Wasn't sure. And then I was like, okay, they'll probably be, like, they might die. It's going to be okay. It's not going to be sad. I thought Dany was going to die. I was on the verge of tears with the sad music. And then all of a sudden, Arya comes flying out of nowhere and stabs him. And I'm like, fuck yeah. Aside from a whole lot louder than that and a whole lot more excited. And that's why I just can't be upset at this episode just because.
So Ryan had the bar reaction.
I had the reaction they wanted you to, whereas these 3 idiots didn't because they're cold and sensitive bitches.
Yes, one might say we are more on the intellectual side.
Oh God,
Please
Ryan.
never refer
I'm
to me as an
kidding.
intellectual ever
I'm
again.
kidding. But we are pretty pretentious assholes. Also,
Oh, yeah.
so let's take a look at that list here. I want to take a look and see how fucking wrong I was, because I do remember
Yeah.
I was probably
Varys
quite
wrong. Sam wrong.
Decent.
So
Jorah
here's
right.
the thing.
Grey Worm wrong. Brienne wrong. Beric right. Tormund
With
wrong.
this
right.
episode, I thought it would have been a way to kind of cull the main characters. I say that in quotation marks. Main characters whose purposes have already been served. So it would have put an end to their story in a way that was, I don't know, deep or just fulfilling. So that's kind of why I put characters like Varys, Sam, Jorah, Brienne, Beric, Tormund, Theon. I suppose I was right about a few. Beric has been marked for death for quite a while, so that's not a surprise. Theon, though, I thought the way they had Theon die was very tasteful and very nice.
Yeah, I liked it too.
I thought it was. I don't know. That's a character that's really been shit on by a lot of people outside of the show and inside.
He got a good death.
I've definitely had my complaints with Theon.
He got a nice death, even though it was kind of weird that he just decided to run at the Night King in the middle of a million whites. But whatever, he died being noble. That's nice. Died in Winterfell too.
Good conclusion to his arc.
Yeah, a nice conclusion to his arc.
Yeah. All right, I'm looking at mine. I'm disappointed in myself. I got most of the obvious. I had Jorah and 50-50, which I've already lamented over. I mean, all of us had the Night King living, I believe. Which wow,
yeah, I think
Night King,
every single one of us definitely expected
there. Yeah. Because we thought that the Night King would be like the climax of the show. We thought that they really didn't care. Like we thought that Jon's character of not caring about the throne was kind of what it was gonna be about. And then it turns out it's just like, okay, we're done. Jon should have died 100%. Jon didn't even kill the Night King. Jon was dicking around trying to 1v1 a dragon, trying to see if he could get burned.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, at least from how the scene, we can get into our kind of scene-by-scene breakdown later, but how I thought that it was that he was trying to get to where the Night King was, and he was being blocked by the dragon, but maybe that was just me putting random kind of assumptions in instead of actually paying attention to what was going on.
I will say I don't think any of us expected the long. All right, I suppose this is a good way to.
Are we getting into it?
Hold on.
Oh boy.
I just mean to say, I feel like all of us expected the Night King plot to maybe be a bit more important than it ultimately was.
Or like a wizard battle. Instead of just been like, okay, Bran, we gotta protect you, buddy. While you watch Endgame from the crow's eyes.
I mean, I suppose, yeah, well, that's part of it. I suppose all of us thought Bran would be more important to it.
Yeah.
Jon would be the Night King would be more important to the ultimate story. But it appears that D&D seem to think that, have made the decision that the Cersei plotline was to be the big finale, which I think is fair to say none of us expected
or wanted.
Yeah.
So that's
but it's not about what we want, obviously. Like I feel like the layman doesn't really care about the Night King. They're just like, we gotta beat him, but they don't know anything about him. Like, it's gonna be a 1v1, and then Cersei's just like been there the entire time. It's like the one that most people probably want to die.
To be honest, I'm fine with Cersei being the final boss. it doesn't bother me too much.
I wish she would have came up and helped, but it
I
wasn't
do
good.
believe
his character.
It's fair to say that in one way or another, I think all of us are both taken aback and kind of disappointed. Is that fair to say?
I wouldn't use the word kind of disappointed in my case. I would say severely disappointed.
Yeah, but Blaine, there was no way you were going to get pleased. There was literally no way.
I'm not going to be satisfied until Stannis sits on the Iron Throne.
Unless Melisandre,
I got bad
okay,
news, Blaine.
I'm gonna be dead in the dawn. Unless Melisandre walked out to the tree that Brienne killed Stannis at and was just like, high Valyrian words, and then Stannis just popped out of the tree, you weren't gonna be happy.
Plot twist, that's the whole reason she actually came up to the north.
It's true. It was cut last second. They were just about to do it, but then D&D, the evil D&D, decided no. They even got the actor in, bro. It's tragic.
Well, all right. Let's start with the scenes.
Yeah,
let's kind of run through the episode. I've got a lot to say about this part in particular, so I'm going to start.
The beginning scene?
No.
Really? Yes.
No,
I'm just going to jump into it.
We're not on the beginning scene.
Not.
This thing right here, that's actually on the stream if you guys are looking.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually...
The description of this episode.
Oh,
yeah. To prove her worth as a fighter.
Well, did she do it, guys?
Here's the thing on that.
Yeah, you guys think she...
Here's the thing on that. When everyone first goes into HBO Now or HBO Go or pirates it or however they so choose to get their hands on the episode, the episodes, if you watch them right as they come out, they are not titled and they do not have a description beyond Game of Thrones episode 70.
Actually,
this is after though. It has season 8 episode 3 The Long Night.
Yeah.
I mean, but none of us knew this as
but when it first comes out and everyone's watching it,
I know, but I did
that
this
does not exist.
I did this 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
This isn't from last night. This is the actual description if you go look on HBO right now.
Well, I'm not saying it's not the actual description.
He means all of us here watch the episode the second it's available. I think what Blaine means is that when it is available that fast, there's not a proper a description of what it is or the title of the episode. It's just Game of Thrones. Season 8,
so
but
when you see that there, it doesn't really have an effect on how we watch the episode and how we view everything because it's just not there.
I mean, but how do you feel knowing this is the description of the episode we just watched?
I do feel like knowing
it's pretty accurate.
Knowing this, it's pretty accurate, and I'd say it
almost spoilery.
Yeah. If I were to have read this, I feel like I could have made a few assumptions.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just me, but is what it is.
Is what it is.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, things like this are always kind of spoilery. You go into any show and it's kind of weird. But
Luna just said it just has the season 1 episode or episode 1 of the season 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ryan, do you want to go to the next one?
Yeah, I think we should get into the episode
proper. This is the one I have a lot to say about. This is the one I have a lot to say about.
You can start us out.
All right. Whoever, Jon, Daenerys, Tyrion, all the people who were planning how they were going to put their troops during this battle, not very smart. All right, so there's multiple things. First, they're leading with their cavalry. Not a good idea. What they should be doing with cavalry is they come in as a flank and just do a hit and run. Having them charge in like that is not what they're made for and is extremely easily counterable.
Oh, this is one of those.
Yes, it is. 2, their placement of their infantry. First off, because you can see here, the trebuchet and everything is in front of all of them. Those should be at the very, very back.
Counterpoint.
They should all be behind the trenches.
Counterpoint. This is an army of dead people.
Dead people or not, regardless,
I mean,
it's just not a good strategy for how.
I don't know, man. Well,
Sure.
here, let me put it this way.
I think you're thinking a little too hard. I mean,
Let
I
me
will
put
admit
it
that the
this way.
siege weapons in the front was a
I
little
do
bit
believe you are
weird.
being a bit harsher than deserved with this thing.
I think the point
but
is
I will
just to
say
show
this.
that they have a lot of people, okay?
Yeah,
They don't really give a
this
fuck how
scene-
it actually works.
Goddamn, this scene really fucking gave a good impression of like the.
I was quite excited.
There was so much tension. Like
Yeah.
the beginning of the episode just starts up with a real long, it's made to look like just one continuous shot. It shows Tyrion, Sam, just some of the main characters all nervous. Like it really gives you the impression that, oh fuck, this is the long night. This is some fucking shit is gonna go down in Winterfell, and everyone's fucked. And when it shows their kind of armies there, I thought it was real cool because it was like, okay, like this is all they've got, and if they get past this, they're fucked. It gave me the impression of that, at least. Whether or not it
Yeah.
actually led that way is something else, but sure did a good job making me feel like real good at getting the tension up. Pretty
And also in this scene when the battle kind of begins, I guess, when the Dothraki charge in with these flaming I forget what the weapon is called, slowly go out. It just gives you a sense of how fucked everyone is. It's great.
This is gonna bother me. What's their swords called again?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Chat, question mark?
No clue.
No, that's a goddamn book.
We'll call it a bat
That's a
lesson
book
until
question.
We'll call
That's
it
a
a bat
book
lesson
question.
until
They-
then.
That's a book question.
They talk about that shit all the time. Hold on, I'm looking it up.
And now they have a
Regardless of
common
what the
name.
swords are
so-
called, I will say, Danny Targ is gay in chat is saying he liked the idea of the flames
And
going up
Arak.
as the fighters die, but it was still just on the Dothraki alone. Yeah, from a directorial standpoint, really good. I liked it. I like the visual of it because it just kind of like shows you, oh yeah, they're screwed. As in all those lights go out. My gripes are Jorah should not have survived that if all the lights are going out, and why the hell did they
100%.
send Ghost out there instead of having him be with Bran? But those two are kind of like more minor gripes. Like Jorah is for obvious plot reasons.
Jorah's
They
time
sent
to die wasn't that.
yeah, it was not then. And they
Yeah.
sent Ghost out. I mean, I'm just happy Ghost was in the episode, like, when you look at it like that.
Yeah. I thought it was. I mean, I did kind of think it was nice that it showed some people come back, but it was all bloody and fucked up, and all the Dothraki and everyone could see that, and they were like, "What the fuck did they just like? What the fuck just happened?"
Yeah.
So
I
Ron,
will
when you
So next,
sorry,
we
you
got...
go? No, wait, Tommy, I think you had something to say.
I was gonna say that I will say though, even though I was really enjoying the episode at this point, when Jorah came back with everyone, with like as one of the stragglers, being like fine, I was like, oh no, they're not gonna kill a lot of characters, are they?
Yeah.
Like that kind of
was
tipped
that
me
your
off.
first hint?
Fine. And also, do we think that Ghost is dead from that? Like, do you
No,
think he would
because
have
we
gotten
see
an
trailer.
Ghost
Oscar?
in the trailer for the next episode.
Oh, he is. I'm
is.
dumb. My bad.
I
don't
listen.
really watch
As
those.
little as they've shown of Ghost, I do believe he's a character that deserves an on-screen death, and I
100%.
do believe that the show writers think that as well. So I do not think we'll just have Ghost.
You even got
die.
You even got shown when Shaggy Dog fucking died. That's Rickon's direwolf for those
Yeah,
who are
right.
unaware. You even got showed Shaggy Dog's head, so like you knew he was dead. They wouldn't do my boy Ghost like that. Like they wouldn't just say, "Oh yeah, he's dead now." They'd show it just because it's like the last direwolf.
Well, anyways, we're moving
The
on.
next one. This is the scene of Melisandre showing.
Oh, I believe that
No.
this is the
What is this?
it's when Daenerys like jumped in, like
Oh, this is the damn dragon, isn't it?
Did you not see the dragon?
No, I thought that was a fucking. Listen, man. Listen, buddy. I don't know.
It's hard.
Okay, dragons have these things called wings, and then have fire shooting out of their mouth looking thing.
It was too dark to see. Get
That's
it?
technically
that's
not
the
a
meme.
dragon, it's a wyvern. There's a difference.
It's
That's
a dragon.
true.
There are no wyverns. They
Damn.
define the dragon. But anyways, one of you guys was complaining earlier about how she didn't just sit with John and let everyone die.
What?
Yeah,
Why-
that was
why
me.
sh-
That was before you hopped in when we were doing our plan. Yeah. So basically, the plan was the whole idea was they just hold out as long as they can and try and draw out the Night King, and then they have 2 dragons versus 1 dragon, which, yeah,
They
that
fought
happens.
anyways.
And then Daenerys just goes rushing in anyways once she sees the Dothraki die.
And then they fought the 2 dragons versus 1 dragon anyways.
Oh, yeah, that's just because shitty writing.
Duh.
Yeah, okay.
That's just because shitty writing.
Maybe you gotta stop watching the show, Blaine.
I really do need to stop watching this
Okay,
show.
wait. I
Wait
think
for the
I
books.
Well, anyways, what do you mean?
Yeah, so the original plan was John and Dany would stay with the dragons, and they would just wait for the Night King to show up. And that was all they were going to do, was that would happen, and then it would be Night King time.
the main thing is that it was supposed to be an ambush, correct? Is that what you mean, Blaine?
Yeah, essentially, it was supposed to be they just wait for him to show up, and that's when they take the dragons out and bring them into action. So basically, that was the plan. The plan wasn't to have the dragons fly out and start roasting all the dead. I'll agree that this is it was not a smart move given the given the potential for dragons to kill whites, but that was the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, that's that. Moving on to slide 5 of 203.
Is there
No, Blaine wanted there to be, though.
stand your guard? What's the scene? I don't.
This is when they're mauling into them. Like, they're just like... Oh, no. This is when they're,
Oh no.
Sorry. This is when a lot of them are retreating. And they, like, stand your ground to let everyone else retreat.
Oh, right.
Because,
When,
it was a smart idea to stand out there just to run back inside and let everyone die on the
Alright.
lane.
I will say this. Despite how ironic this may sound, the beginning of this episode, I think the lighting, the smoke, the fire, like the darkness, the fucking waves of undead really gave a good fucking impression that this was the end of the world.
Yeah.
Like, the way
Everyone
they
hated
fought-
that. All you needed to do was
No, I
not
liked
have
it.
shitty brightness.
Well, no,
Pro
here's
tip.
the thing.
Pro tip.
I
You
mean,
heard it
to
from
be
me
fair,
first.
I have high brightness on everything because my eyes are ass. But god damn, like, the way this whole thing was when they were outside of the gate, and like it literally showed a wave of the undead, like they were piling on top of each other. I just thought to myself, I was like, this gives such a good impression of how formidable and just like terrifying this enemy is. Like how just unbeatable it is. Ironically, it doesn't end up that way, but it, like, in the beginning there, like, I was just astounded at how fucking like cool that was. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Well,
I
next.
agree that at least the stuff I could see was really cool in that aspect. And I will say that one thing, even though I do have complaints about the overall brightness of this episode, I think that the way that they lit it, they didn't just color correct up like something that like what that they were filming in the afternoon or something like that, because they've kind of been lazy. They actually filmed at night and they used fire as lighting, which I thought was pretty cool. They could have
It
just
felt
took a lazy
authentic.
way out. Yeah, exactly.
If that's the word for it. It did. I like that.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah, they spent. I actually watched like the big 40-minute commentary thing that they put out on YouTube on like how they filmed it, and it was all like authentic night shoots and everything. They really put their all into this episode, and I've got to say, like, well, I'm not a fan of how the episode, like, plot-wise went. I have nothing but respect for everyone who was involved in the shooting and the filming and everything related to making it, because honestly, like, it's very, very impressive. What they did.
D&D, when it comes to storytelling, there's a bit to be desired, but when it comes to fucking cinematography, they really know what they're doing. God damn.
Yeah.
They really know what they're doing.
Yeah, it is a very visually appealing show.
Yeah.
As the army is getting defeated, or they're getting pushed back into the castle, they give the signal to light the torch, to light the trench. The trench is not getting lit because
Daenerys was
and Jon
supposed
are
to
distracted.
light it, and they went
Well,
off
it was
to La
because
La
of the
Land.
weather, right? Weather.
Had they not flown out and tried to attack the White Walkers with the dragons, that would not have happened.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, I
Anyways,
suppose it's...
Melisandre comes in and lights the trench. How'd you guys feel about the Lord of Light? Helping him out.
Wait, what do you guys think about Melisandre just coming back into this episode? I thought it was nice.
I called it.
I wanted a holy army.
Yeah.
But I guess we didn't get it. She recruited no one. She came back with a few words.
I mean, she came back with magic.
And reminded us of a prophecy that no one actually remembered.
That's very true as well.
It is true.
Bit of a scapegoat or whatever.
I feel bad that I didn't notice that, and I watched the entire thing again.
No one
like a month
knew
ago.
it. That's because there was many other.
That's because the more prominent prophecy, the one that's been mentioned the entire time, is Azor Ahai.
We don't get into that now. We are going to get into that later. Trust me.
Ask
yes,
Tommy.
It was. We're getting into that.
I said I don't remember it being mentioned. There's a difference.
Boys. So Melisandre shows up, lights a trench. I thought that was kind of cool. You know, the way it kept cutting back to her eyes, she was like, "Oh fuck! Oh god! Oh fuck! Oh god!"
Yeah.
This is the.
There was a lot of good tension in this scene.
This right here is the moment when her face or her faith just about fails, and it just goes boom. I really wanted, you know how she was gonna die or whatever. I really wish that she would have like just spontaneously combusted there, but she still had to tell Arya that she has to kill the Night King. So you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all. It's fair to say we all like this scene, right?
Yeah. It was nice.
I like the ebb and flow of the battle, how there's these moments where you're like, yes, they might win, and then like the White Walkers like come in and just crush that, and you're just like,
you mean when they're
they all get self-resed?
Times, mainly before they get into the castle and when
they're all standing still, then they decide, then they're like,
oh, let's just create a human bridge.
Yeah. I like that too, but it did remind me a lot of the scene of the ice. Do we have a screenshot for this later where we can get into it, or can I kind of?
We do not have a screenshot of the lake, if that's what you're asking about.
No, I just meant like the scene of all the whites standing still around the fire. It really reminded me of the thin ice or the ice.
Oh.
You know how, but then when they realized it was, you know, I don't know, it really reminded me of that scene.
I feel like most of this episode is going to be us just saying like, oh yeah, all these scenes were pretty lit, and then we're going to get to the final scene, and that's
like
where
the final few scenes, and then we're just going to go.
Let me put it this way.
That's why
3 out of the 4 of us found this this episode quite lacking. 2 out of the 4 of us fucking hated this episode. But I am just really trying my best to kind of not letting it get into the shitlord territory.
Yeah, of course.
I'd like to think I'm doing a good job. Am I doing a good job?
No,
boys?
I think so too.
Yeah,
Guys
you did
are
a pretty good
negative,
job.
man. Negative
All I'm gonna say
Narlas,
is-
if you ask me.
with the trench scene, how they filmed it was actually really cool. So, like, they had these like steel spikes instead of wood, and it was just basically like a trough full of like propane that they would just light on fire.
Oh, was
Yeah.
that in the behind the scenes?
That's in the behind the scenes thing and how they did it, and it's a really how they did it is this real how they actually like technologically did it is really cool, and I really like enjoyed seeing like, so that's how they did it, and like it's this 900-foot long trench that's just like took them like forever to build and get together. It's
right. It's that just goes back into that cinematography thing. Like D&D, real fucking storytelling aside, they really know what they're doing.
That's why
When
they're
it comes
really
to,
good at adaptation.
they're good at
when they have something
adaptations,
to
not at
adapt.
writing.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
how about our favorite part of the episode?
what's our
What
favorite
Bran
part of the
does.
episode?
Bran hard.
Oh my goodness.
Bran do? Please remind me.
Look at the screen, man. Look at the screen.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what
we're
right.
Bran
into
did.
a bunch
He
of
usually
crows.
Bran gave us an epic drone shot.
Yeah, he
That's
gave us
true,
an
that's
epic
true.
drone shot, and then he just fucked off to watch Endgame while everyone
Yeah.
else was fighting.
The thing about our theories is I believe all of us thought Bran would be
Doing a wizard duel.
a bit more important than he ultimately ended up being. I suppose that kind of goes into just overall disappointments with the episode, but what did Bran kind of saw the Night King? That was cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
that
His
was cool.
literally his only purpose was to set up the shot with the Night King.
Yeah,
That was it. That's all he did the entire episode. And
Wait.
he called Theon a good man. That's it.
that the marked for death. He marked Theon for death.
Yeah. Yeah, he essentially said, "You're a good man, Theon. You can go die now."
Have a good life.
Wow.
Oh wait.
I don't
He
know.
did
if
not
Theon's
have a
always-
good life.
He
He did not have a good life.
Theon definitely struggled.
I know.
a fair
We
amount.
forget. Are we forgetting about Reek here? I feel like we're forgetting about Reek.
I was being a little sarcastic.
Right. So
Here's
yeah.
the part where they cross the trench. I
Oh,
used this
right.
one instead just because this is like this is the image that everyone uses from the episode, so I'm like, I'm gonna use this
Yeah.
image.
what is that?
That
the
was a
Night
cool
King? What's
episode.
that?
This is the Night King. You can't tell
Yeah,
that's the Night
that's
King.
the Night King.
I mean, I can, but like, I don't know, man. I'm blind.
He's got his dick right here.
Here at the Magic Rod Podcast, we love
Get them.
making fun of the disabled.
True.
So
Mainly us.
the Night King summons his legions to, after a very spooky scene of all of them standing still, all our main characters, our brave main characters, being like, "Oh fuck, oh god, what's going on, bro?" It ends with them creating a bridge over the fiery barricade, and then leads to a siege of Winterfell. It does a little World War Z, if anyone on
Yeah.
Earth remembers that movie.
I was really hoping
That's
this episode would end up closer to Helm's Deep, and we got World War Z. So, needless to say, I'm not sure how to feel about that still.
But what I
mean,
mean by that
that's a
is,
different-
in World War Z, there's this dumb scene of zombies.
Well, of all the
stacking on
zombies
top.
piling up on top of each
Yeah,
other.
it's a common thing, but they do that to get into Winterfell. And I thought that was kind of cool.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
They're pulling them off. I will say, for whatever reason, I don't know why. This is probably just me. It's the way that the White Walkers, like when they were making the little bridge, how they just like stumbled and like laid on top of the fire.
Please,
That
Tommy,
made me giggle.
those are whites. Those
Whites,
aren't
my
White Walkers. That's whites with a G, just for
Okay.
your
I'm sorry.
information.
The zombies. They when they covered the fire. I don't know why. It just the way, like, I understand the impact and everything, but it just seemed a little like silly to me. The way
It
that they-
did. It just kind of showed them fucking stumbling around drunkily.
I mean, how else were they going to do it?
Oh, for sure.
I think in terms of like them doing that, I did not have a problem with you doing it that way because that's personally what I thought was gonna happen. The second I saw them stop, I'm like, yeah, they're gonna create a human bridge,
Right.
and like it makes sense.
Where he Moses' the fire out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that would require the White Walkers and the Night King to actually do something.
that's something we can get into a bit later. But I don't know if they really weren't the MVPs this episode, huh?
They were not. They most certainly were not. I expected a little bit more from them. Though that could be said about a lot of things in this episode.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Ryan, you want
anyways.
to go to the next?
The Hound. This is the scene.
Still not over fire.
Yeah, he's still not over fire for the next like 20, like for the next 3 seconds until he sees Arya on the roof, and then he's over fire.
I kind of forgot that. I didn't forget the Hound had a fear of fire, but I thought he already overcame it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
When
during his fight with Barrick, like that was the turning point where he's like, yeah, I don't give a shit about it anymore.
Not fight with Barrick. I thought he kind of made that change when he was talking to Barrick, Thoros, in that cabin in season 7.
Oh yeah,
When,
me too.
when he stared into the fire, I really kind of thought that's the point where he kind of changed. When he was like, "Oh fuck, they got a light, bro. What the fuck?" I thought that was the moment that he kind of forgot it. But I don't know. Do I want to take the route of calling out D&D and calling them hacks for?
Yeah, you do. At least if you don't, I will.
Do that? Do I want to do that right now? I can do that later. I'll do that.
If you don't do it, I will.
But
It's
but
too
right
late. I went to
now-
the next page. The Hound tries
I
to
was
save
gonna say, I
Arya
was
there.
gonna
He
defend it.
noticed, and he overcame his fears once and for all. And then during Game
And they all
Ball,
lived happily ever
it's gonna
after.
be some
Game
symbolism.
Ball is gonna be epic. Let me tell you.
So
Let me just say, well, we have Game Ball brought up here. That is at this point the only thing I am looking forward to in the rest of the show is Game Ball.
Well, anyways, this is where Rhaegal
Merit.
inserts himself into the flame of Viserion. Try to explain how dragon sex works here, guys. You want to help me out?
Oh,
This one's on you, buddy.
Oh, well, anyways, dragon sex, it's kind of complicated, as you can see. The flames gotta surround
What the hell
the
is this
tailier
bit,
region of the other dragon. And in doing so,
All right.
in doing so,
We
it
got- we
inserts
finally
what
got-
is known as the egg. Because
Either
dragons
way-
kind of work
Either way,
backwards,
we
so
got
like
an
the
epic
females
dragon
insert
fight.
the eggs into
Either
the,
way, the scene of
other
the
one-
two of all the 3 dragons far above the clouds. What do you guys think of this? I thought it was.
We finally got
aesthetic
an
as hell.
epic dragon fight. You know, I enjoyed watching it. Like, this is
I
this is the only time we'll ever see like the dragons fight, unless we get that one Targaryen War of Succession. Unless we get an adaptation
the
of
Dance
that,
of Dragons.
the Dance of Dragons. Unless
You
we
know
get
what-
an
you know what-
adaptation of that.
You know what words kept going through my head during this fight?
What?
Dance of Dragons. I kept fucking thinking about that. I was like, holy shit.
It looked a lot
they
like the.
do-
I feel like there was an image of it, like an
Holy
artwork
shit, dude.
of it.
We see fucking Rhaenys jumping from the top of her dragon with fucking her Valyrian steel sword. Like, goddamn prequel stuff gonna look cool as hell if this is what it looks like.
Pretty cool.
But
Poor
pretty
Rhaenys,
much-
man. Poor Rhaenys. I miss her.
That's a deep lore take there, but pretty much, I think it looked cool. I did think it was kind of it was more along the dumb action side of things. But it is whatever. It is cool.
I mean,
cool.
it was fan service, but it was good fan service. It served a
Yeah.
point.
I don't think you can really complain too much about 2 dragons fighting.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
just it
Or
was just
3
like,
dragons. My bad.
Well, that's about that for that one.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh wait, no, we can conclude with this is the one where he falls out of the sky, right? No, that's a different one. Sorry, I'm done.
Does
I
John
don't-
fall out of the sky? I can't remember.
He does. So basically,
That's
Anyway.
a different part.
it happens later on though. So
The Lyanna Mormont death. How'd you guys feel about this?
I guess is she Lyanna Giantsbane now?
Yeah,
Yes.
Giants,
She killed
man.
She killed a giant, and she's got to be around 10.
Dude, well, I don't know, man. Maybe the Giants just Sir Giant Mormont Bane, you know? I'm thinking that's
Well,
how it works.
the real question is, now that she's killed a giant, is she gonna get any giant's milk? I mean,
Oh,
obviously not.
God,
She's fucking
please.
She
dead.
turned into a
do
white,
not.
so
Listen. I don't know, man. I thought this scene was kind of lame. Hot take, boys.
Really?
Cold take. I thought this scene was kind of lame because the second I saw the giant kind of go up to her, I was like,
she's gonna kill the giant.
she's just gonna kill the giant. Then it's gonna be like ooh, bro, quotation marks, epic death.
I was just hoping she was
Lyanna.
gonna get squished.
Well, the
Yeah?
thing is, badass
did.
Lyanna Mormont just kind of became a meme and just
It
kind of like
did.
spread.
It
So
did.
like, that's the whole reason why they did this. She was originally just supposed to be like a one-off character, like during the King in the North scene. That was like her original purpose, was just that, and like of course the troops like from Bear Island, that scene too. She was just supposed to like do a couple of things, but she ended up getting like
clearly a fan
decent amount of
favorite
screen
character.
time, fan favorite, and you know they had her go out doing something like that. You know, it's in line with the meme. I don't really have it's as far as things in this episode go. It's like it's very inoffensive. I don't really have a problem with her.
Yeah,
I thought this was one of the better death scenes, personally.
How like they in like the video I watched earlier today, like that 40-minute thing on like how they made the episode. They did a whole like section on how they made this, and it was like just how they like shot this scene and made it was very cool. And I've got the actor who plays Lyanna. I'm blanking on her name, but you know I think she did a good job with the character. Obviously, with the fan favorite that she became, and you know, she had a good death.
Yeah.
I don't really have a problem with her dying or how they killed her off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I just found it to be inconsequential.
Well, yeah.
Much
mean-
the same as this Arya scene.
Oh, what Arya scene is this?
The
I
stealth
actually
So,
think-
Finn, I disagree with you. I think this was one of the best scenes of the entire
I'm sorry,
episode.
it's too
The best.
dark. What scene was this?
Stealth scene, the Metal Gear Solid scene.
Oh, I thought it was cool.
I mean, I thought it was fine. I didn't dislike it.
Yeah.
But
I thought it was
it
fun.
Way to
didn't
break up
really
the
matter.
This was
I
my
thought it was
favorite
good.
scene of the episode.
Really.
Yeah, I really like how they turned it like from this like balls to the wall just action thing where everyone's just like shit's going south, everything's like going terrible, and then yeah, as Danny Targus Gay is pointing out in chat, there were some inconsistencies with it, but like the tone shift to like where it went from this like big action scene to just a straight up horror flick, I really liked.
Yeah.
And once again, how they shot this was great. They threw a Maisie in the room, and they threw 9 actors for whites in there, and they just told the whites to stumble around, and Maisie had to get through without being seen. And if she was seen, they had to restart the shoot.
They sure did. Wait, is that how they did it?
Yep. And
That's
then
actually pretty
eventually,
good.
everyone's kind of settled into rotation, and like it came on, and it was going, and like eventually just kind of self choreographed. But that's how they did it.
That does make me like it more. I'm gonna be
I-
honest.
Yeah, I thought this was just a solid break in the action. Like, if they just with these super high octane action scenes, like they would get tiring after a while. So you need some way to break it up, and I thought this was a fairly creative way to do that.
Right. I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was a nice scene. Blaine, did you not like? Who said
No,
they didn't like it?
I thought it was just kind of inconsequential, but you know.
I mean, it was. It
was, yeah.
ultimately.
I didn't dislike it.
ultimately, quite a few things in this episode were. But I thought it was just another cool scene. It was just a neat action scene. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it shows what Arya's
Snacks.
character should be like compared to how it was later in later in the episode.
Is this
That's
the
meme.
Barrack?
This, I think
The
it is
Barrack
both.
death.
Yeah, this
Is
is
this
the
what
barrack
Barrack-
death.
That
after
is.
getting
It's the
stabbed 10 times.
barricade.
Getting
Barricade.
stabbed 10 times and then walking through the hallway on the way
Hell,
out like he's
yeah.
fine. Faster than
That-
the whites can run.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Sir Barristan Selmy just got shit on when he got stabbed 10 times, and he's just like, oh no, I guess I'm dead now.
Yeah. No,
Best swordsman in the Seven Kingdoms.
Heard,
Oh, guess I'm dead.
I heard someone who I talked to about Game of Thrones was telling me that he thinks that Beric was fine because he's died 16 times, so he probably has a better pain tolerance than most. At least was his
Yeah,
take
I
on
suppose.
it. So,
I suppose that's
that.
a way of
That.
looking at it.
yeah. That was one justification. I thought it was distracting as hell that he kept getting stabbed and then he'd just like run away from them. I was like, bro.
Carved the Night King. 100%. He could have carved the Night King like a cake.
Yeah. I mean, Barrack to begin with was always a character I didn't really expect much from.
He's long dead in the books. So.
Yeah, I really truly feel like he's a character they just put in to just have another named character.
Mhm.
So
They
I don't
figured
know.
someone had to die like there for, or
Yeah,
they could make someone die there, and they're like, well, crap. Barrack was supposed to die in season
I
3.
mean-
What do we do, guys?
I mean, we
Think-
kind of like knew Beric was gonna die fighting the dead at some point when Thoros got murked. So
that's true. Yeah,
Wasn't Beric on all of our to die lists? I'm pretty
Yes.
sure that he was.
yes,
Yeah.
he was. He unlike Grey Worm, he was on all our die lists and actually fucking died.
I actually got Grey Worm right. Hang on.
I mean,
I think you did, Ryan.
Barrack was on
I
our
got Miss
list
Andy wrong.
because he was so just he was more of an extra than like some extras, bro. Like,
Yeah,
Barrack was just a guy that had a cool voice.
yeah, and a flaming sword.
And a
Yeah,
flaming
too.
fucking sword, yeah.
And a bunch of wounds. That's about it.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, this scene here,
Call back.
it's where they call back to when Melisandre's like,
Set up payoff,
you will
baby.
shut brown eyes, green eyes, and then a bit of a pause, and blue eyes forever.
Blue.
Which was a bit of foreshadowing for what Arya then realizes and sprints out of the room is she's got to kill the Night King to shut all the blue eyes forever.
Yes, Ryan, that is how shows work.
I do not
Yeah.
believe that this scene was as well thought out and well planned as it was.
I do not remember the interaction or prophecy that you were talking about. Where
I
it's
suggest-
It was like a
thought it
long
was-
time ago.
It was season 2 or 3. Go look
Yeah,
it
it
up.
was.
Season
it
2.
was when,
I truly believe that this scene was like, I don't know. I saw the episode, the after episode thing, and it was like D&D going like, yeah, bro, dude, like season 2, bro, we knew we wanted Arya to kill the Night King. I was like,
Okay.
all right, whatever. I don't know.
You guys
That's kinda
do
dumb.
yeah.
What do you mean, do that?
Ryan,
that. Yes.
never mind. We'll get to this later.
All right.
Thing before we started, and
This
I
is
want to
the-
get the other guys' takes on it.
This is the main dragon battle here with Jon Snow up in the top left and the Mr. NK down here.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the scene? Too dark.
this is
Are you serious?
this
It
is the scene like
one of the lighter scenes. There's a bunch of blue in the background. And then there's
Snoke
some
is the
scaly
Night King.
things sticking off.
100% agree.
Hmm.
But yeah, so basically, this fight was cool. Like this is the fight we were talking about earlier, where John Rhaegal like goes down, and that's when like John gets off, and he's like, "Oh shit, I gotta go get Bran."
Hmm.
So yeah, it's cool. Like half of Viserion's face gets taken off in this fight, which you see
yeah.
later in the thing. Which once again, how they filmed that one scene with John and the dragon, and like how like the flame was like leaking out of the side of the dragon's face was really cool. And once we get to that scene, I'll talk a bit more about like how they filmed it. But yeah, this fight was cool. It's more dragons fighting. It's fan service, but it's good fan service.
Yeah.
So this
Continuing
one here,
on.
this one here, and this is one of our bigger discussion points for the night.
Oh, is this
So,
Night King
dragon
surviving?
fire can melt stone.
Oh, this.
And then this stone creates obsidian. Now, if the thing that makes obsidian can't kill the thing that obsidian kills, how does that make sense?
What do you mean?
Except that's not how obsidian is made.
It can be.
Obsidian is a volcanic rock. It has nothing to do with dragonfire.
Yeah, but
Plus, it's been established previously in the series that White Walkers, and by
then
extension
why
the
is it
Night King,
called
cannot be
Dragonstone?
hurt.
then why is it
Blaine.
called Dragonstone, Blaine? And Dragon
the
Glass.
asso-
It's 'cause a dragon flew over there and was like, I'm gonna dig a hole with my mouth, right? And then he makes this big pit in this mountain. And that's how volcanoes were made, Blaine.
Does that
And then it dried.
Say that?
It erupted, it dried, it did some other stuff, right? And that's how Dragon Glass was made. Now, based on that irrefutable
That was
logic,
ironic, I think Dragon
irrefutable
Glass was just
logic,
obsidian, normal ass obsidian, nothing.
explain to me
No, Ryan
why he
genuinely believes
isn't
this.
dead.
I know he genuinely believes this.
He
'cause
genuinely
I believe
No, he
believes
everything.
doesn't.
this.
I have too
I
much
have you
faith
guys
in
muted
Ryan.
just
There's
so they
no
can
way.
hear my point, by the way.
What the
I'm just
fuck?
kidding.
I
All right.
refuse to believe that Ryan actually believes this. So I have.
I 100% believe it. I didn't expect it to work
Good
because
meme, Ryan.
it was written poorly. This is the worstly written part of the episode. It should have killed him. 100%.
You wanna know why?
No.
You know what? Time out here. How?
No.
Shit Lord time. Let's go.
No,
Time out
the
here.
shitlord
Time out.
comes later. Listen.
How
listen.
is obsidian made?
Oh, you wanna know why it didn't kill
Boom.
the Night King?
Obsidian is a naturally occurring volcanic glass.
Ryan. Do you wanna know
Why are
why
we
it didn't kill the
going off on
Night
this?
King? Do you want
No
the
one
real
cares.
reason? Because it wouldn't have been an epic, cool, badass Arya scene, bro.
You're right.
Like, of
because D&D
course
decided
they-
in season 2, and so they had to change it.
Yeah, they fucking wrote
All right.
the
So
story
instead
around
of
it. Why
instead
are you
of going to
surprised?
instead of going to external reasons, how about we look towards internal reasons? One, the Night King, and by extension all the White Walkers, are immune to fire. That has been shown previously within the show.
But
Has
it?
but they're
It
not
has.
immune
Yeah, it
to
was.
the
It
dragon
was,
glass, which is made by only like the super
Well,
hot fire. The dragon
I'm-
fire
Ryan,
would work, and the Valyrian steel, which means that normal steel doesn't work, which is normal fire.
All
That's
right,
my
all
point.
right.
you're
All right,
going
well,
through some
let's go into this
logic
discussion.
that no one who writ the show was smart enough to go through. So I don't know what point you're trying.
Yeah, dragon glass is not. It's obsidian. It's a volcanic rock, essentially.
Mhm.
It is not formed by dragon fire.
It can
And
be.
as for your Valyrian steel, Valyrian steel's closest real-world equivalent is Damascus
Damascus.
steel. This
Damascus,
is a
baby.
special alloy. All right. How Damascus steel was made, we don't know, because how to make that alloy was lost, much like Valyrian steel. But
I trust you on the
in the
Valyrian
show-
steel one. I believe you on the
Valyrian-
Valyrian steel one. The dragon
show-
glass, I don't.
well, then you're just gonna have to agree to be wrong with me. You're just gonna have to agree to be wrong. So
you want
Incorrect.
to know why, Ryan? You're thinking of it way too much. Than
I know why I'm
anyone
wrong.
behind
I
the show
100% know why I'm wrong.
did. All right, so conversation done.
Because the Night King lived. Conversation over.
Yeah. All right. Next scene.
Next scene.
Okay, this scene was
the Night King. The Night King is a bitch.
I thought this would lead somewhere. I thought it was kind of cool when everyone got resurrected. I was like, "Oh fuck, dude! Really, really showing how unbeatable this guy. Like, really showing that death is inevitable, bro. Like, bro, fuck, dude. Like, dude, you're fucked."
This
yeah,
is at the
no, I thought it
point
was
where we
cool.
know that John's character is worthless.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This was his number one chance at going against the big bad guy. I wouldn't say he threw it away because he definitely did try,
To throw it away, that is.
but he was certainly written into a corner. I don't know. I don't really have much to say about this scene. Any of you?
John should not have lived. If we're being honest here, John should not have lived after all of those dead got raised around him.
But then again,
Well, this is
neither
this
should
is a
Brienne,
show to
neither
hear
should Jamie,
about
neither
at
should Pod,
bars
neither
now.
should Daenerys.
There's no such thing
Yeah.
as what it used to be. This is an action-packed fantasy show, Blaine. Please, you're giving it too much credit. It's no longer what it used to be.
Fair point. Fair point. It's all fan service, and it's no longer subverting the genre. It is playing right into it.
Yep. So D&D, you're fucking hacks. All right, that's the
Wow.
only amount of shitlord we're getting into right now.
Currently.
But this scene of the White Walkers, this sure looked imposing.
Yeah.
I'd say. Are we getting into the territory of being let down?
Oh yeah, we are 100%.
I think we're getting into
We're
it.
getting
This right
close.
here
I
is just
thought-
kind of.
A lot of this I thought would matter. Like, I would say, in the perfect world, I would say, whoa, dude, like, that's really scary. They really showed us that they mean business. Like, fuck, dude, they're real scary. But, meh. Knowing how it ends, there's no point in saying it. Like,
Mhm.
yeah. I don't know. White Walkers are dumb.
Well,
Oh,
this is the point in the show where I
the
start to
disappointment
get
starts.
terrified.
Why did you...
Actually sets up my favorite scene in the whole show.
Oh, is this your favorite scene?
No, it sets it up.
Oh, it
This
sets it up. Right?
this was actually a really cool
That's
scene with them
cool.
crawling all around him, though. Gotta say.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah,
cool.
I thought
liked that.
Drogon
I'm
was
surprised-
toast.
I'm actually surprised that both dragons lived. I thought
Yeah.
that they were gonna die, but
Like, I get Rhaegal. I feel like he definitely should be alive. Drogon, I kind of think was dead there. Like, I don't...
So-
like,
Here's the thing.
Maybe,
Throughout
like-
this entire episode, I did a drinking game where every time a major character died, I took a shot. I took
took a lot
shots
of
for
false
both.
shots.
I took a shot for both Rhaegal and Drogon. I am very disappointed that those shots were in vain.
A lot of your shots were in vain. Put it that way.
did he do a shot for Sam?
Oh my goodness!
I did not do a shot for Sam because I knew Sam would be
I
safe.
thought he was gonna die, and I saw that scene, and I'm
He
like,
should
he's
have been
alive.
very
Well, no, they
dead.
can't kill Sam because like the end game theory
the
is that
father
Sam is a
figure.
maester. Sam is a maester writing everything
right.
down, and this is
That's
what,
a
this is what
book,
he's doing.
dude. That's
Oh,
a
boy.
book theory. That's got no water here. No one gives a fuck. No one
That's
even
the
knows
end
what
game.
no one even knows what a Song of Ice and Fire even is.
Well, anyways, here's what we got for the Starks coming out of the grave. There's no Ned Stark. There's no Lyanna Stark.
No Bran the Builder, bro.
There's no Bran the Builder.
No, the king who knelt, bro. Didn't really expect much. I did think it was.
At least we
You
got
were
it.
right though. We were saying it for episodes. Oh, the crypts aren't safe. The crypts aren't safe. And what do you know?
I mean,
They
when you
weren't
think
safe,
about
but
it, it
then
kind of
no
makes
one
sense
died.
that the place full of dead people wouldn't be safe when dead people
Yeah.
attack you.
I loved how they this scene and everything, like the inspiration behind it was how they did it was with the whites down here that came out of the grave. They looked at like old mummies and like what they looked like, and that's how they modeled like the dead.
I did. I feel like I definitely did notice that. With the first one to come out, really felt fucking decayed. Like,
Yeah.
really gave the impression that that dude has been down here for a while.
Yeah, so like that's how they did it, was like they looked at old mummies and like that's what they modeled all the dead in here after, and you know they did a pretty good job.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, like
At least
Right.
Sansa should have died here. 100%.
Okay,
that-
well, we can
that
get
would
to
have made me so happy.
literally everyone. I haven't
Fuck
met a
Sansa.
person yet in this of when there was that scene between Sansa and Tyrion where it looked like they were about to suicide.
Xander Wander 1, Lyanna is not a major character. She was a character pretty much introduced just to die. So,
Shite walkers. Good fucking pun, bro.
Hey,
That's about what they were this entire episode.
Yeah.
Random poll, everyone.
Oh, there it is.
Random poll. What's the poll?
Who thought this was a suicide pact at first glance?
I
100%.
honestly did, yeah.
I
Tommy?
saw her rip out the dagger, and I'm like, this is 100% a suicide
Chat,
pact.
you thought so? Luna did? Xander?
Yeah. I've run into
I'm
people who said
disappointed,
that
man.
it wasn't, and
I feel like most people did. Listen. All right. Going into this episode, none of us expected as fucking inconsequential a fight it would be. No one thought like so few actual characters would die. So going into it with the mindset that, oh fuck, dude, oh shit, like people could actually die. I feel like a lot of people thought, oh dude, this is it for Sansa and Tyrion, bro. Like, dude, this is it.
I was like, holy shit, I actually got my prediction wrong. Those were two of my safety people. I thought they were going to be fine.
Yeah.
I feel like this is gonna be like a turning point of Sansa manipulating Tyrion now.
Yeah, I've heard people
manipulating
theorizing.
Tyrion.
Mm-hmm. And
I mean, Tyrion is stupid
gonna
now, so...
Tyrion's either gonna
I
get
wouldn't
fooled
put it past
again,
him.
and it's gonna be the final failure, or he's gonna realize what Sansa's
They
doing.
don't have enough time, dude.
They don't have enough time to pull
There
something
has
like
got
that.
to be one more major betrayal.
Yeah,
One
that's
more,
gonna be
and it's
Jon.
not Bronn.
That's gonna be... I have a
gonna be
feeling
Jon.
Jon is going to be the major betrayal.
I mean,
How?
it's
How?
because it's a betrayal of love.
What?
That's what the last one is.
yeah. Isn't it a betrayal?
Betrayal of fucking
I thought that was already
coin,
Phil's.
something.
Yeah, I would
love.
agree with Ryan that it seems like they're setting up, because love doesn't necessarily mean love for Daenerys. It could
Yeah,
just
it
mean,
would have already happened.
you
It
know.
would have happened in the last episode. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think Jon cares enough to kill her for the throne. There's not a chance.
Oh no, without a doubt, John's fucking.
Yeah, I don't think
useless
Jon
now.
gives a shit.
I don't think Jon
question
can be
is-
Jon at all.
John
And
can't do
if
shit.
like I don't know, man. I feel like whatever those
Jon's
whiteboards that
character-
I had way back when, I remember having that fulfilled. I don't know what it was, and there's not a chance I'm digging those things out again.
You mean the whiteboards?
John's
The
character was
whiteboards,
neutered
true.
like Theon.
Oh boy, he was neutered. Jesus Christ, what a useless character. Goodness gracious.
My
Relegated. to
favorite
what?
scene. I thought Sam was gonna die
Why do you want Sam to die?
because I don't like him anymore.
Oh right, because he
Yeah, 'cause
slightly
he slams
dislikes Dany
Daenerys.
for
Yep.
killing his dad.
We need
Yeah,
Sam
brother.
to die. Sam's
No, we
gonna
don't.
die. Sam's gonna
No,
die.
don't.
Woo!
This is the absolute state of Dany fans.
I mean, I do
Wild.
think that the Sam thing was.
You're not wrong.
It also showed the greater issue at that moment with that, where like a bunch of characters looked like they should have died.
Oh
and
my
they-
god, I remember
Yeah.
that. I remember that scene. It was like a tracking
Alright,
shot
so,
of
like-
Brienne, Jamie, like everyone getting overrun. Tormund.
I remember
Everyone
in
getting
the
the
thing I
fights that
watched
happened
earlier
in the
today. They kind of talked about the scene and why they had Sam crying on the ground. Was they just shot it multiple times, and like Tormund's actor was like, "Hey," he was talking to the actor. He's like, "Hey, if you can like drag me down and kill me, do it," because he wants it to like look super convincing. Like, Pod's actor, Jamie's actor, and Brienne's actor were all like, "Yeah, this is like." We were against the wall. We were like, this is intense, and like they're like, yeah, they put Sam down in there because Sam's not a fighter, and like him just like crying there is like, yeah, that's the common thing to do. And Sam's actor had to be pulled aside by the directors multiple times and say, hey, you're playing Samwell Tarly here. You don't know how to fight, because he was just like going too hard at it. And so, like, yeah, it's just like they put him in there just kind of be like, oh, yeah, this is like the common man or whatever it was. I'm like, yeah, I see it. Like, all right.
I guess the
I
thing
get
that
it.
personally is like whites. It's whites, right? The
Yeah.
classic zombies.
Yeah.
They know how to use weapons, right? But for whatever reason, whenever they attack a main character, they suddenly forget that, and their
Mhm.
strategy is just dogpiling,
Yep.
distracting.
Now, I mean, not all of them have them, and they maybe only showed the ones that did have them.
No,
Not
of
everyone has
course.
weapons, and maybe like the odds that they actually had a weapon aren't that good. I mean, I don't know, man. But
No,
boy, oh
of
boy,
course.
guys, have I got a treat for you?
What
Oh,
the hell
what?
is this?
What is this?
What's this?
I couldn't find a good one of all three of them, so this is an accurate representation of what was going on.
Oh, is this Brienne, Tormund, Jamie fighting
No,
the
it's
whites?
I forgot Tormund.
What the hell is
It's Pod.
Podrick, of course.
The one on the right is Pod.
Oh, how
Truly,
did
we have an artist in our midst.
Pretty great, huh?
I guess I'm out of a job now.
I know.
I guess
I
so.
know. Well, all right then. We're gonna hide that quick. Doesn't need to be shown again.
Right.
Theon.
Let's just bury it. Yeah, Theon.
Yeah.
I really like what they did with Theon.
Theon went out like a
throughout the
champ.
entire show. I went from liking Theon to hating Theon to fucking despising Theon to feeling bad for Theon to now, I'm cool with Theon.
So now
He
Theon's dead.
really changed allegiances the most out of anyone. Is
I
that
think-
fair to say? Or not
Oh.
allegiances?
Like, yeah, but
or-
if you look at his total arc over the show, out of all the characters, he has developed and changed, I'd say, the most out of everyone. Except
Yeah.
maybe Jamie. I'd say that's the only character that could give him a
can't
run
forget
for
that,
their money for
goodness.
how much they've changed and how much they've been through. But
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah, I think they did a good job with Theon's character. Alfie, excellent actor. Props to you, man. The way you portrayed Theon was great.
Actually,
I don't have any problem with them killing him off the way they did. It's a fitting into his story, and I like it. Yeah, I would go as far to say I like it.
That's
I might have
time
said
you
this
it all
already.
day.
But I think Alfie Allen probably had one of the hardest jobs in the entire cast. 'Cause he had to portray such an array of emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's hard enough to do in a show, but to have as many wildly different things, you have to make an audience hate you and then sympathize for you, and that's a very difficult thing to do. So I have a lot of props
Yeah.
for it.
I agree.
Well, in the time that I clicked to the next slide, Theon dies. Spoiler
Yes.
alert.
Right. So Theon.
I did get Pod. Wait, is this Pod? I can't tell.
I think
Yeah, it
that's
is Pod. This is
that
Pod.
is the boy. That is Pod. He is fighting. He is going at it. He's racking up a kill count.
He's
The
singing.
bard. He is most definitely the support
He's
of the
taking
party.
names.
Jenny-
one might
He
say.
buffed everyone the night before, and that buff lasted
That's why they
That's
can't
why-
die.
that's why none of
Oh
them died.
my
no one
God.
died. Pod
Now.
and his magic song.
Did anyone in that room die?
Nope.
No.
Well, first off, no one died. So
No one in the room died. No, Jorah.
in the
did.
room.
No, was
no
Jorah
one
in the room?
who matters.
He wasn't in the
died.
room.
Jorah was not in the room. It was
Wait,
Davos,
was
he?
Tyrion,
It worked.
Brienne, Jamie, Pod.
Dude, I think we figured
it?
it out.
Yeah, that was it. That was the 5 people in the
Arya,
room.
did Arya walk through or no?
Oh, no,
She was
Arya
having
was
sex.
busy getting
Hashtag
some
forward
dick
sex
when
in
that
chat.
was going on.
Yeah.
Can we get a hashtag forge sex in chat?
How about we don't? Because I really
Too
don't want
late.
to think
Dude.
about that.
Too
scene.
late.
We're just farming forge sexes, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, this scene, I actually kind of thought I was a little. There were some alarm bells going off in my head when all the sad music was playing and all
yeah.
the people were. I was like, that's not how shows work. They're gonna kill people. They do not. You don't play a bunch of sad music.
Well,
unless
I
something-
guess. I
And then
guess
no
that
one
kinda-
fucking died.
Well, then you remember it's Game of Thrones past season
Before
4,
we
I
go
was-
back
where,
into the
where
stats.
it does have those fake out deaths and
I
everyone
was
is
saying-
magically okay.
I was saying that there were some warning signs that they were gonna be fake out deaths because
Oh,
I don't know.
you
I just
thought
kind of
so?
believed that they were gonna die, man.
All right.
I was just in the moment. I didn't really care about being. I'm gonna be cynical and judge this from a constable perspective.
sorry that I think when I watch shows, I
It's
apologize.
your fault, Tommy. It's your fault.
All right.
You can try better next time. I know you
Alright.
can. I believe in you. But
So-
anyways,
some-
this is
some
one of the bigger
production
scenes.
notes.
Meaning, this scene represents how crappy Jon Snow is as a character. It's
do you mean
literally
kill
just
the dragon
Jon
by
Snow's
yelling at
like,
it?
"Whoa! I gotta go kill the Night King, guys." Just kidding. There's a dragon here. I'm gonna
And
go
he
see
just-
if I'm flammable or not. Woohoo!
I love how he just tries to fucking 1v1 a dragon.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
He just
I
wanted to
will
see if he was
Production notes
flammable or
on
not.
this, though.
He
Wait,
had
what are
to
the
figure it out
production
before he went to save Bran.
The
Everyone
production
knows.
notes on this were actually pretty cool. So, like, you see, like, the flame, like, leaking out of the side of the dragon's
Yeah.
face. How they did that was they created, like, a 3D model, and I think it was, like, they either cast or 3D printed, like, the dragon's face, and then just, like, put it on, like, a robotic arm that did, like, an axis, like, how it moved, and, like, that's how they moved it, and they mocapped the entire thing. And then they ran a flamethrower through the dragon, like, the model of the dragon's head that they had. And so, like, that's how they were able to, like, capture all, like, the flames leaking out of the side in a realistic
Yeah.
way and all that stuff, which it's pretty cool how they went through and did that.
Let's be
I
real
will-
here. They had a bunch of blue food coloring and a boring company, not a flamethrower.
That's true. That's true.
The flame was not blue. That was all... Yeah, it was just normal
It was
flame.
blue food coloring.
They had blue lights on set, so, like, when the dragon fire was going off, they turned the blue lights on, and, like, that was, like, the cue, like, hey, Kit, you gotta, like, act like the dragon's shooting fire at you now.
And you got to make sure you act like it's blue. God damn.
Like, then there was, like, the raid hallway scene,
Oh,
and
yeah.
how they did that, and, like, once again, how they went through so many takes just because of the whites jumping down from the ceiling, and, like,
Really?
all had to line up perfectly, and the camera work on that, like, it was really complex. I highly recommend everyone, like, goes and watches, like, the 40-minute, like, Behind the Throne episode
I figured
for
you
this
would've
one,
hated
because it's
that.
really good.
I do want to say that the thing, because this is what I was talking about with Drogon shaking off all of the because I'm pretty sure that led into the scene with Jon going through the hallway as a bunch of White Walkers were crashing down on him. That was
Whites,
probably my
there's a
favorite
difference.
Come on, Tommy. What are you, some casual?
What are you, some show
I
only who
apologize.
hasn't read the books?
You know what I'm talking about, and anyways, favorite scene was that like oneer with all the zombies falling down because it was just cool. And it was
Oh,
very-
yeah.
Yeah, how they shot it was really cool. Like, I highly recommend go watch. It's 40 minutes long, yeah, but it gives like some real insight on like all the characters, like the actors talking about the
I
episode.
can't believe they just
the
told 40
production
people to
managers.
jump down that hole.
Honestly, if you were told, "Hey, do you want to be in Game of Thrones? Jump down this hole," probably all of us
I
would.
mean, I'd be like,
I'd do
ah,
it.
fuck, bro.
100%.
Yeah, like, might as well.
So, anyways,
No, they
moving-
literally like jumped through like a roof, like with a pallet on that pallet
Oh,
on
they
it,
did?
and they had to do like multiple takes. So like, it's it's. They said it was like the most complicated. The hallway scene was the most complicated thing that they had to film this entire episode.
yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Well, how about this one here?
Oh, the Jorah scene
Jorah being the human shield.
was. It
I
was.
Getting into his
mean-
character.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Ian, the actor, he loved shooting the scene. He said it was his favorite thing that he ever shot.
Really?
Oh yeah. Once again, it's in that 40-minute video that you guys should all go watch when we when
You're
we're done for
explaining.
tonight.
You're giving us the highlights. We don't need to.
Blaine, is
Um,
there by chance a behind the scenes video? Is it about 40 minutes long? I'd
It's
really
about
like to check
40
it out.
minutes long, and it's a behind-the-scenes video. You can find it on
Really? What a
the
coincidence.
HBO YouTube. But yeah, no, it was cool. Like I liked it. You know, it
Yeah.
works.
So,
Like it's Jorah.
so let me.
It makes sense. It's a fitting end to his character.
So some background here. This is about the time I'm about to start crying. I'm like in a panic, like holy crap! If something goes wrong, this is gonna let loose the waterworks.
Oh,
Right.
Then the faceless man Arya, right here.
Oh, I thought this scene was stupid as fuck.
We're getting into
She
this.
rips
We're
off
get-
her face as the White Walker and
She was-
runs in.
All right. Are we gonna have this conversation? I feel like we need to have.
Wait. Is it implied that Arya was the White Walker?
You didn't.
Yes,
wait,
that
you
is
didn't
what
know that?
Ryan believes.
You
what
didn't know
the
that, Trip?
fuck? That's not
Apparently.
No.
You didn't know
Not
that,
how,
Trip?
I'm telling him that's not how it works. She
That's
needs
dumb
to
as
seal their
fuck.
face, and every time a White Walker gets killed, they shatter, so there's no face to seal.
Wait, Brian. First off,
Look at
I've
this.
got many problems
The
with
rest
this.
of him is ice, but the face is made of skin.
No,
Brian.
no,
How about this?
You just
How
gotta
about
watch
this?
No.
it again, just like Clone said.
What
Watch
if
it
he?
again.
What if he moved his head, because he saw someone running past him?
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, would that be logical or what?
Yeah, it sure would be, huh? God damn, this scene was.
Hey man, it's not as
fucking
bad as my
dumb.
theory
this scene.
where the entire time Brian was just playing with the limbs of the trees on the werewood, and he's just got Arya up there swinging around, and then he just puts her in the right position, and she jumps down and kills him.
Am I the
So
only
which one do you like
that,
better?
Like, when I saw this scene,
We got
all
the
right. Listen, when I saw the White Walker turn his head, and I saw that fucking slow mo shot of Arya going up to her, I fucking knew right then and there that's the death of a subversion of a genre, and it was just playing right into it.
Yeah.
Like right then, I fucking realized, oh shit, this is just like any other fantasy show. Like this,
Yep.
this will just end happily. There is nothing deep or meaningful to learn from this. This will really just
if
end.
there's one
with
thing we learned from Jon
happy.
Snow, Trip, it's that we all have to be friends and get along and work together.
Yeah, I love
I
that.
hate what
'Cause
this
that's
show has
such
become.
Because that's such an applicable thing to real
Right.
life.
I hate how this show has changed and what it has become, and I think this episode, more so than any other, it's just like emblemizes the fact, like how
It
it's
really
changed and what it's
does.
become. And I think that's part of the reason why I don't like this episode, despite it being shot really well and like all the work that went into it. And it just from like a pure perspective, like if I knew nothing about the plot, I'd think this was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. But seeing as like I know everything that's happened before it, and like this scene in particular is just throws years upon years upon years of fan theories and speculation and everything out the window and says, "Lol, fuck you guys."
You know what I call this? I call this a bar episode. Do you know what I mean by
Yeah,
a bar
yeah.
episode?
It's like made for like
a bar episode.
culture.
A bar culture bar episode is an episode that someone who really doesn't look any further into something. It's something they can. It's something someone can. It's something shocking that
And-
can get that bar reaction where it's like, that's what it is.
Unfortunately,
There's nothing more to this scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That worked
all
on me
just-
100% only because my favorite character was gonna die, and I was in a
Unfortunately-
panic.
I know, but it's just the
But
death
otherwise, I agree
of
with you guys.
anything deeper than that. Game of
Unfortunately,
Thrones.
like how it is like it's an it's like as game that all right. It is fair to say at this point that Game of Thrones is the most mainstream show ever. Like that,
Yes.
that's not even something you can question. And with
Yeah.
that, you have an audience full of normies, and they don't.
Oh my goodness! Get your
they don't-
elitism out of here.
They don't really like.
No, Tommy,
Most-
I do believe that of
It's kinda
any
true.
show, Game of Thrones is something you can be elitist about.
Okay.
It is.
All right.
Like
Game
the
of
way it
Thrones
is like.
isn't it. Listen, the books and everything behind Game of Thrones has always been packed with deeper meaning,
Yeah.
prophecy, life lessons, and things like that. And when something like this, when it turns into this, where it's that bar culture, ooh, big shock moment. Oh, are they gonna?
Yeah.
Oh, are they gonna die? Oh no! They come in at the last second and win. That is
Crowd
the
cheers,
death
crowd
of a
goes wild.
subversion of a genre. This is
No,
the
of course.
Watchmen, Dr. Manhattan killing Ozymandias because he's the bad guy. This is the every good guy coming together beating the bad Targaryens because they're the bad guys. That's what this is. There is nothing to learn from this.
Oh,
This
of
is
course.
just seeing the good guys win.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
this is not what Game of Thrones ever was.
Of course.
I'm not going to compare it to the books too much, because if I was, I would bring in way more shit.
You'd
But
be here all
the
day.
series as a whole has always been about, hey man, things aren't as easy as you think. Good people die for trying to be good. Bad things happen to good people.
No,
Life
for sure.
is not easy. But what is this? It's the good guys winning.
I think it's more symptomatic of
Inconsequentially, there
they-
is no good person dying here. Who? Ed? Barrick? Theon?
No, of
All their
course.
stories were done. When Ned
Yeah.
died in season 1, that really meant something. That was everyone sitting back and going, "Oh fuck, oh
the
shit."
Red Wedding too.
The most honorable character, the most good character, died, because turns out when you're trying to act all goody two shoes in real life, you get fucked. But what's this? It's just whatever. Like,
It's
doesn't
catering
matter.
to a more normal and casual audience, and I think this is like showing this is showing where D&D are good at adaptations but not writing. George R. R. Martin is fairly like well removed, and he said it in interviews, like he doesn't really pay attention to what like people are saying about the story and like what he's writing. So basically, because he just doesn't want to be influenced by it. So basically, like he's fairly well removed. So when he's doing all his writing and stuff, that's why you don't get as many like fan servicey, like normie, the good guy always wins like moments like we got here on Sunday night. However, he's done writing for the show. We have long past where the books left off. For those who are unaware, the books leave off with Jon Snow getting stabbed. That is the end of the books. So everything beyond that is being majorly written by D&D. They are not very good writers, and they are well aware that they have to cater to a more normie, casual audience. So, which is why they're throwing years of like prophecy and writing and backstory out the window and giving them this moment, because it's what people want to see. It's like, yeah, Arya, slay, queen, slay. It's giving the people, the more normal audience who doesn't have the time, nor do they really want to invest into the story and read the books, read like the Fire and Blood and History of Westeros books. They don't really
even read that, you dumb
They
bitch.
don't really care. They don't go looking at the Alt Shift X videos on YouTube or the Last Harpy videos on YouTube, where they're going through like the really old obscure stuff, like the oily stone that makes up certain structures throughout the continents, and like what could it mean, and like all of that stuff. It's the people, for the most part, don't really get into it that much, and they don't subscribe to it as much as, say, Trip and I do. And you don't really see that. You see that reflecting, since they're writing for a more normal audience. They're not really caring about what like the hardcore people do. And if you look on Reddit, you'll see if you go to the Free Folk subreddit, it's very well divided right now, where people are like, oh, you're just whining about the episode because it didn't turn out the way you liked. And then there's like, well, but it's just a poorly written episode that didn't go well. It's like, yeah, I'm not happy with the way it ended, but it's not just, oh, I'm pissed that Arya is the one to kill the Night King. It's like the show's writing has gotten not very good. It's decreased, and it's ironically, as their budget goes up and it gets more popular, it's decreasing in quality. You think it would be the opposite. Like, this is HBO's cash cow here, and you just aren't really seeing the Game of Thrones that we used to have. And I think this episode here is like the culmination of, hey, you know, fuck all you hardcore guys. We don't want to. It's not that we don't want to give you what you want. It's that what you want isn't going to be what we do, because that is not what the normal people want.
Yeah, I've never listened out of any series. Like, trust me, I understand it. Like, I get it, dude. What are we, elitists? Like, getting mad that it's not like the books? Like,
in a way, yes.
We're elitists. Oh, we're different. Like, Game of Thrones has always been a series that rewards the deeper thinking. If you thought about it, there's been theories that fucking Jon Snow is a Targaryen since fucking book 1, episode 1.
I think you guys have made your point.
And that was like 20 years
Yeah,
ago.
we have. Beyond know why it's such a big point? Because it's a fucking disappointment.
is,
This is the end of it all.
Let's be real here.
Emblematic of where the show is compared to where it was.
Okay,
That's
your
why,
point is valid
on
completely, but
Well, yeah, we know
Like-
it just gets discredited because it's not popular.
no, it's true, right? It's 100% true, but it's not something that you can expect from it at all.
Well, yeah,
Like
because they're
you could
not as good
expect
as writing.
we could have expected them not to kill the Night King, there to be a wizard battle. That's about the only difference. Like the difference isn't like people not dying enough or something like that. Like it doesn't really matter. It
Well,
would
it's
have
a-
mattered,
it's
like
a
it would have
damn
created
book.
like
none of it matters
more
in the
punches in
end.
your face. But like in the end, it's not like when you put all of the Game of Thrones characters in one spot, it combines all their storylines into one, and it really narrows down who can be the main characters and whose viewpoint you need to use. And when you do that, it kind of it takes away from a lot of the characters, and so it prevents you from developing them. So
Yeah.
when they brought it all into one spot, and it's gonna happen in the books too, it's over. That it's just the end. When they're all in one spot, it's the end. There's no more. Oh, Arya's off doing this. Daenerys is off doing this. Jon just died over here. The Hound is dicking around with these Jewish men. I don't know.
Well, the Hound is still technically dead in the books. There's
True.
Gravedigger, but
I don't
we're not going to
remember
get into
what
that
happened.
here. We're not going to get into that here because it's very clear that whatever theories and shit that people have had for years just don't fucking matter anymore.
Well,
Go cry about it, okay?
Well,
no one cares.
okay.
Well,
Can
I'm sorry
you stop? We don't
like
need
just-
to. We don't need to
I'm sorry
attack
we
each
don't
other
like
over this.
flashing colors and seeing badass epic
Oh
scenes
my
of the
goodness,
bad
guys.
guys winning.
Like I don't.
They're
I didn't
losing.
want that
Just
either.
throwing petty insults.
I'd rather have the wizard battle and all that shit and have the lesson in the end. But it doesn't matter. Like whining about it doesn't matter.
Well, none
Okay,
of it
So
matters.
guys, can I just ask? Because my question for you guys is, how would you have handled the Night King? Because the Night King has to die at some point, right? How would you
Correct.
handle the Night King's death in a non-fan servicey way?
The thing about it
Someone is going to get fan serviced, right?
Yep.
There's a
Jon
really
Snow
hard way to
killing him.
handle the Night.
True.
The Night King seems like someone who's very
the thing
particularly
is, the thing is,
difficult
the
to
Night
handle.
King is impossible to handle
Yeah?
purely off the fact that he's
Are you
not
gonna-
in the books.
True.
The Night King and everything to do with the Night King is purely a creation of D&D, which
That's
is why in the
true.
end it turned out to be so poorly written.
That's
And
true.
the way he just ended right away and nothing bad happened south of Winterfell, it really just turns the Night King into that northern boogeyman where everyone's like, oh yeah, the Night King, huh? I bet you. Yeah, real scary that one.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
don't
been
like that.
Fun at. There was no. The rest of Westeros saw no consequences due to it, and I'm diving into the
That's
books
good.
here
No, I
and
don't.
everything.
That's a good point.
But the Long Night was like the last Long Night was this historic event that lasted hundreds of years, where it was just everyone was dying left and right. There was famine, there was war, everything was screwed. And then Azor Ahai comes in, he's like, "Yeah, I got you, fam," and just murks whatever it was that was causing it.
But Blaine, what's the point in making that all over again?
What do you mean?
In copying what happened then? Because when HBO can just do a prequel on it. They're not going to
It's
do
not
that.
a
They have to
matter
wait
of-
for
They're not
their
going
own
to do a
thing.
prequel
It's a
of
matter
the
of
Long
showing-
Night.
They could.
It's
I
a
mean,
matter
they
of
won't,
them
but still.
showing consequences and this enemy that they've had hyped up for years now getting the proper due that it's worth.
I agree with you. But back to what I was actually going to say to Trip. You and all of us,
Yeah, we
literally
did want
said,
just Jon Snow to
we
kill
don't
him.
want it to be
Ryan,
Jon Snow
that
just having a
doesn't
sword fight
mean-
with the Night King.
That does not mean it's better than if just someone else does it.
Yeah, no,
I
I don't give a fuck if it's Tormund who kills the damn Night
like-
King. The way it was handled, regardless of the one to deal the final blow, is a disgrace. It's the principle of it. It's not a matter of, oh yeah,
You're right.
I'm mad because Arya, yeah. It's a matter of the way it was handled is piss poor and a shitty excuse for writing in a show that in the past has been beautifully done.
I 100% agree with that. They should have had some actual like resolution instead of he walks in there and is like about to kill Bran without saying a single word, or like without Bran saying a single, either of them saying a single word, and then Arya flies in. That's it. Like they should have had some resolution.
Side note: what do you guys think Bran was doing?
He was watching Endgame.
No,
Well,
when in the Night King, when they were staring at each other. I think, had you asked me last week before the episode, I would have been like, oh, they were definitely having some sort of like weird like communication thing that they only know how to do. But now I think it was just an excuse for Arya to get enough time to get there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you think? How about this? Fun.
Maybe we'll find out next week, even though we won't.
Yeah, here's all fun.
That would require good writing, and we don't have that anymore.
Listen.
Well, why aren't you a writer for HBO?
Ryan can assure you, I am even now still hoping. Ryan can damn assure you that even now, I am still hoping.
Trip,
but
what do you think about that? Do you like it? Do you hate it?
For those who aren't aware, they are referencing a spoiler that Google accidentally published.
We will not say it. We will not.
They're not going to say it.
We will not.
I have not seen what it is, so I don't know what it is they're talking about. And seeing as I normally keep an eye on Free Folk leaks. And Luna, please do not put the spoiler in chat. I keep an eye on Free Folk to see if there's any leaks and stuff in case I, for whatever reason, do want to look at them or just know, hey, I need to start avoiding things.
I will say this. I read the article.
You did?
And technically, it is not an actual leak.
So the title,
it's more of
what the title says wasn't a thing?
Very bad title, yes.
Okay.
It's more of a Game of Thrones hinted at this. So we think it's pretty much confirmed. It's not really...
And it was a Vanity Fair article, so
Yeah, it's not really like this is completely confirmed to happen. Okay. Yeah, but that's... I don't want to accidentally get too much into that. But Luna, if you thought you were spoiled... there you go. You're technically not. That was just some shit they said. But yeah, Ryan.
So you're saying it's basically just clickbait?
Yeah, but I can't blame them. Definitely got me to click it.
I can blame Google. Google should never have put that on there.
That was a bad idea.
That got me and probably a whole lot of other people to get rid of their Google Discover page, which they probably made a lot of money on.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever used Google Discover.
I've never used it, but it's still they still put ads on it. Like all the articles on it are still ads.
Yeah. Anyways, I will say there is one upside. I think I am one of those people who has hope. By eliminating the Night King, we've opened 3 episodes to have more political oriented stuff because you can't really do politics with the Night King, right?
No,
he's kind of hard to do politics stuff.
He's a boogeyman, yeah.
I mean,
I have hope that maybe with Cersei
writing, and we don't have that.
We don't need to get into that right now. We just went on it for 20 minutes.
Just let a man have hope, dude.
Well, let's just move on for now.
Yeah.
Wait. I do want to talk about what Tommy was saying. I do think. I mean, it's against Cersei now, right? And
yeah, essentially.
That is in a way a political opponent.
Yeah.
I do not think. I mean,
there's no way it's going to get too political, like too
I don't
heavy
think
into
it
the
will.
game.
But I do think I will get at least one last good old fashioned Tyrion political burn, of Tyrion just beating the shit out of someone like mentally with words and being like, you fucking suck, buddy.
What I think is going to happen is it's going to be Sansa takes over the Littlefinger role and she tries to manipulate Tyrion into going against Dany, and then I think that he's going to be like starting to be a traitor, and he's gonna figure it out because he's failed the last how many times?
Danny figures out?
No.
Or...
Tyrion's
Oh,
gonna
Tyrion.
figure it out.
Oh,
He's gonna
Yeah, I mean-
out clever her finally, and he's gonna out clever the what used to be the 12-year-old.
DTNNC.
It's me for the record.
I would pay to watch that. That would restore some of my faith in the show because it's just out of nowhere. It has the potential to be like really cool. I would enjoy watching that.
I just
I
want
would
Ferris to be useful again. I just.
But once again, that would
boy.
require good writing, and it's a bit rare these days.
Jorah
Well,
death. How'd you
Jorah
guys
death,
feel about
yeah.
Jorah's?
I think it was fitting. I love Amelia Clarke really acted her heart out on this scene, which is fitting. And like in the behind the scenes thing, she was talking about like, hey, both of them were talking about, hey, this is like we've been coworkers for years now. Like we've been with these characters for years, and this is just face to face the end of the journey. And I think part of that, like, she was just letting go of like that, and I think that is what really helped her sell it.
Yeah.
I might not like Daenerys as a character, but goddamn, Amelia Clarke can act, and she's good at it.
She is very good.
I couldn't be sad at this point though because I was just so happy that she wasn't dead.
Nah.
So I was like, I feel bad, but like I'm so happy.
My man that I've stood for so long, Jorah Mormont,
Stand.
finally his end, and it was a very, very well deserved end.
I thought it was. Yeah, they did a good job.
Yeah.
I did find it. I thought it had the same problems with the Barrack thing, where he got stabbed significantly more than I thought he should have. But I
Right.
mean, I still you felt the emotion of the scene. The scene perfectly conveyed the emotion, so I was able to kind of let that one go. So
Yeah.
Well, next meme.
What is next?
Melisandre.
We almost had naked grandma again, but I guess not.
I thought this was kind of. This actually made me laugh. Just that she just
Yeah.
like walked out and then just like fell over. I was like, oh, all right then.
Yeah, I like how Davos like followed her out, and he's like, "If you don't die right now, I'm gonna cut you the fuck down."
Yeah.
Go Davos. I think he should have anyways, just to get that vengeance for Stannis and
Catharsis.
Shireen.
Hell yeah.
Who's typing? What the hell?
Me.
That would be Ryan.
Oh.
Trip even agreed with this.
Wait, what I say? What?
Did you say that Daenerys is currently the best written character?
Currently.
No.
Yes,
whoa,
he did.
whoa, whoa,
No,
whoa,
no,
whoa.
no,
Time
no.
out. Time out. I'm gonna use
I-
a screenshot against you.
No. I'm going back to that combo.
How about we don't leak DMs and bring DMs into
first
this?
off, that's disrespectful, and you shouldn't do that.
I mean,
Second
but
off-
We're not
anyways, who's
Keemstar
better? Who's better?
here.
Trip?
Second off, I meant that more in a I see no other person who will get the throne
Yeah.
than me thinking she is the one that truly deserves it.
I still maintain of the currently living characters, Jamie fucking Lannister, best written.
Arya, Jaime.
I mean, of everyone
like
who's
the
still
Hound.
alive, Jamie, goddamn, dude, I'm
Jamie,
a
I'd
big
say
Jamie
second.
fan.
Jamie's
I'm a
second.
big Jamie fan. Jamie and Brienne, I mean, I guess I'll just combine them into one. Their whole story together, I'm just a giant ass sucker for, because
I stan him.
season one, no one liked Jamie. Jamie
Yeah.
was a fucking asshole.
I still
Yes.
remember the the straight up like roast my dad gave me.
What was that?
When he was
yeah.
started watching the show, I asked him who his favorite character was, and he said, "Oh, it's Ned Stark." I'm like, "All right, it's season 1. That's a very fair opinion."
Yeah,
And I just told him, I'm like, this is like as I was fully caught up. And this was last year, so we're like mid season 7 at this point. I just told him my favorite's Jaime Lannister, and he looks at me and says, "Yeah, he kind of reminds me of you."
What the
Ooh.
fuck
That's
is
what
that?
we were talking about.
Season 1 Jamie.
I asked her what he meant by that. He's like, "Oh,
Goodness.
cocky, stuck up, know it all." Like, all
Yeah,
right,
That
fair,
sounds a lot like your
but-
dad, to be
Right?
fair.
fair,
So,
but
Melisandre's death. I mean,
She said she was gonna die before dawn.
Yeah.
The sun didn't come up. She died. She
No-
only
no
came back
one-
to tell Arya
no
that
one
she had
ex-
blue eye,
yeah.
or that she had to kill the blue eyes, so that Arya killed them, so that she didn't forget and think that Jon
Yeah.
was gonna do it, because she might have figured otherwise that Jon was more responsible than to just go off and try to 1v1 a dragon to see if he was flammable or not. The end.
excuse
speaking
me,
of Jon and
what?
Arya, there's this one theory I was talking with someone yesterday that we came up with that he told me about, and I'm not. It's more of a coping mechanism than a legitimate theory.
That
at
was
this point.
such a
My
compliment.
favorite type of theories.
Oh.
But it's Jon is still Azor Ahai, but Arya is Lightbringer.
What
And
the hell is
the
that?
The first sword that was like forged and broke was Ned. And the second forge that like broke with the lion was Robb. And then like the third sword with like the 100 days of like labor of love was Arya. I'm like, all right, yeah, I see it, but this is the show we're talking about.
I don't.
No way.
If you brought up Lightbringer to anybody, they'd just be like,
What's
"You mean
that?
the sword Stannis had?"
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
if
Yep.
anything. So
Yep,
that's
and this is just another like the show bastardizing all of like the lore and the everything
bastardized
from the
plenty.
books.
Yeah. Is there any closing thoughts here? Or sorry, anything else we want to get to?
Let's see here. A couple theories on the last episode. Tommy
Yeah,
might
let's
have
just
to leave, but I don't know.
theories going forward. I think that I'm gonna play it safe and normie from now on. Daenerys is gonna get the throne. She's gonna marry Jon, and they're gonna have babies together.
Dude,
That's
Jon
very
is not
happy.
worthy of Daenerys, man. Not anymore.
Oh, and who would be you?
Hell yeah.
Brian hasn't
Yeah,
told us
Because,
yet, but
The
because
absolute
I've got
state
this
of Daenerys
monster
fans.
condom for my magnum dong.
What?
I think
At
at
least
least
we-
for
at
my
least-
prediction,
And I make a mean gorilla noise.
Alright.
At least we will have a faithful Witcher adaptation, right, guys?
Don't even.
There will
What
be.
the hell is
Alright,
going on right
you
now?
know, we might do a Witcher podcast, but
We are not.
I mean, you guys aren't invited, but me, Shreve, and Liam very well might.
What the fuck, dog? I played all the Witcher
And
games.
I didn't
Chill.
know, dude. If you want in, you're in.
Yeah, bro.
I played Witcher for
yeah.
like an hour one time.
But yeah, we
basically
might,
know
I
the
do
whole
not
lore.
think we will, though, which is unfortunate.
I played it for 3 hours.
What if we made a new Night King?
Bran is the
Made a
new Night King.
No
Fucking-
thanks.
That's a weird thing. I never really.
I never
I never
read
subscribed to the
theory.
Bran as the Night King
Yeah.
theory, but it doesn't matter now because Bran is useless and the Night King is dead. Let's go, boys!
At least for me, I think they're just gonna come off the battle and then like they might set up the plot threads because I feel like they're cutting them into two separate basically in the season. One is the Night King one, and then this next one's gonna be the Cersei one. So they're gonna set up the plot threads and continue the ones that they want to from the last kind of arc, we'll call it. I mean, obviously I think that the Bronn thing might come to a head. Nah, it's probably gonna come to a head in episode 5.
That would have yeah. I don't think anything with Bronn is gonna happen next. Here's my predictions for next
Main man
episode.
Bronn.
It's gonna be everyone loves Daenerys now and they're sucking her dick and it's just like,
Bro.
oh yeah, Daenerys is so
I mean,
cool, and she's
I
like,
think
oh well,
Sansa's
now we need to go back down to the south to kill
See,
Cersei.
I don't have enough faith in the show writers because apparently Amelia Clark's like, yeah, Daenerys kind of takes like a really big personality turn in the end of it, and she really didn't like it. And
Wait.
it kind of fucked with her. She said, and
Ooh.
Ryan,
Yeah.
please don't just be getting our
Spicy.
hopes up.
That's what I read. Let
feel
me
like
guess.
Ryan's
I'm gonna look through
lying
my
to us.
history really quick. It's probably another Vanity Fair article
Mayhaps.
just for the bait.
Yeah, I don't think I don't
But
think
I don't remember where I
anything
read
with
that. I thought it was
Daenerys
Twitter.
is-
But
Daenerys is the fan favorite right now, even though Jon has Westeros' ass. Daenerys is the fan.
On his Westeros' ass.
The Daenerys is the fan. That's a little Endgame reference for those of you who get it. Daenerys is the fan favorite right now. If they do something major with her character, it's gonna piss off the normie audience, and for that reason alone, I don't see anything bad happening. Anything bad or like major happening to Daenerys at all. I think she's gonna get the throne, and the normies are gonna be happy. And I 100% agree that Jon is hot.
I don't think a man on earth is prepared to argue that.
Which part? The Jon is hot or the Daenerys one?
John is hot.
100%. I could see like them
are
trying
you
to
trying
set up
to
some
debate
sort of
that he's not
plot
hot,
there.
Tommy?
Just talking. I was going off the other thing
Wow.
with them.
Rob was.
John
That
is,
is so not true.
That is factually incorrect.
Anyways,
Rob
guys,
was
do we have any
hotter.
other kind of big predictions, or
No,
are
I
we
think
just
I
good?
probably
think,
did,
I
but
think
I forgot it.
I think this episode put to rest anything except like the safest of predictions. I
Yeah,
don't
a
think we're
lot.
gonna see
even-
any like
even,
big crazy theories anymore. I just don't think
Like
we will. I
the
think that
only
whole
thing is like
side of the
maybe
community is just kind of still in shock.
Only,
and
like-
just like, what do we do now?
maybe
Yeah.
Sansa does something with that screws stuff up, but that's about the only way something can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I really hate her. I wish she would have died.
No, I think it's
Man.
I think Sansa's gonna be on Team Daenerys now because like she saw the dead and like everything that happened. I think it's gonna be like, oh, Daenerys is our savior, and she's just gonna play along with that, and she'll be like, yeah, I get it now.
Probably. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. I agree. I do think it'll. Now that this has happened, I do believe that even the Northmen now will be all, ooh, Daenerys, yeah.
it definitely looked that way based on the last the preview, from what I remember from it.
Yeah.
I don't really know any kind of conflict that can start up now, but like infighting wise,
Yeah.
let's
Well,
see.
the Jon
about-
being a Targaryen is probably going to be important. I
That's
hope
probably gonna
they
be
don't
the
just
thing next
drop it.
episode. Theory about Arya. How
Interesting.
did she stole a dead face when Melisandre told her green eyes, brown eyes, blue eyes? Well, the blue eyes were clearly the whites. The brown eyes were Walder Frey, and the green eyes is Cersei. That's what it's going to be. Arya's going to be the one to kill Cersei.
You think?
I don't know.
100%.
I mean,
Because the Lannisters are famous for their green eyes and their, like, golden hair.
Yeah,
I
but,
don't know
like-
who else. The only other people they could be mentioning would be Tyrion or Jaime.
Alright.
And I don't think Arya is going to kill Tyrion, and I doubt
This
that
is-
she's going to kill Jaime.
Wait, this is New Age Tyrion.
the thing is,
This
though, like,
New Age
when
Lannisters.
she's-
You think they have blonde hair?
when she gives the prophecy, though, Blaine, like, she, like, mentions green and brown, like, it doesn't matter. And then blue is, like, separate, and, like, it's, like, bolded.
Has she even
Oh,
killed
no.
anyone that
She's gonna
has
kill Luna.
green eyes yet?
Probably, but like
There's not a
the only
chance she
yeah,
hasn't.
but I mean,
character
like,
would be
meaningful
Cersei,
kill.
like if they're going off that whole prophecy and go there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
So-
she just meant normal people because I'm guessing blue eyes aren't as common.
I mean, honestly, we're just gonna have to wait till next episode. I
Yeah.
think it's kind of hard to predict without.
It is.
Getting into the episode.
Even
Oh yeah, because everything that's been like commonly predicted is just thrown out the window now. So
Yeah.
even with Ryan, all of our biggest kind of theories kind of relied on things not going so hot.
Yeah. And then they did,
so-
and then when I was disappointed. And the Night
Yeah.
King was there in the first place.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll
Well,
see.
I think we'll just have to see
Yeah.
for the next
We'll have to-
episode.
Yeah.
Set up.
Well,
Unless there's something else you guys want to talk about.
Well, thanks for watching, everyone. We are getting a bit long here, so I think we should try and close it out right now. But
Exclamation point YouTube in chat. That will take you to the YouTube channel where we have the last few episodes up there. In addition to this one, we'll be going live, I think, probably either later tonight or tomorrow. So if you came in right here at the tail end, you can always catch up and see what we were talking about earlier throughout the episode.
Yeah.
Well, if you're just lurking in the background, make sure to leave us a follow. Trying to make our way slowly to that little affiliate badge. May never happen. May never happen. But you know what? Thank you,
Probably
Xander,
won't,
for
but
today.
might as well try.
Thank you, everyone else, for tuning in. It was a great stream. We will see you next week, same time. Hopefully, Blaine isn't sad.
Yeah.
hopefully, I'm not sad.
Yeah. Farewell, guys.
I can be equally as sad. It doesn't bother me.
Are we done?
Outside the sun is shining. Seems like heaven ain't far away. It's good to have